Welcome to BCB Live. Yes, we are that safest station in the nation. Welcome to BCB Live. We're the safest station in the nation. Sir Rick and Drive Safe. Dave, Drive Safe. Good morning to you, sir.
What's going on this morning on a Wednesday morning? And yeah, it's still hot outside.
Gotcha. Hey, let me see, Dave. Get you on the camera. My battery is gone.
Uh-oh. Well, anyway, while Mr.
This is a good time to hone in on Drive Safe, Dave.
Hone in right here, because that's really where the show is at right now, at this moment. You know, I planted the dead battery earlier today, but I'm going to tell you it is going to be a hot Wednesday, and we've got a lot going on. Sir Rick, I'm going to tell you something came down in the news today. Yesterday came out, and somebody loves truck drivers. Somebody that
you know what? It's no secret. I've loved the drivers forever, Drive Safe, Dave. To me, they're more than just a truck number. They're more than just a vehicle.
They are.
It's a person. It's a human. It's somebody out there doing that, Drive Safe. You and I, we kind of differ in that, right?
That's not true.
You believe in the truck. I believe in the people, much like Whitney Houston. I believe the truck drivers are our future.
But I'm going to go out on a limb and say somebody loves him a little bit more than Whitney Houston did. I'm going to say it is old. Somebody called her Tay-Tay today. I was confused. I wasn't sure who Tay-Tay was.
I got an email yesterday from from one of our drivers saying, "Hey, why don't you guys do what Taylor Swift does?
Yeah.
Drive safe." What is the significance of that?
She gave $100,000 to each one of her 50 drivers that pull. Here they are out here, and that they get to every show. They run that stuff. The roadies out there on the road bringing in the stuff that makes her show what it is. And I'm going to tell you.
That is absolutely hard for me to believe. And I looked at that yesterday after I saw that 50 trucks are delivering her show.
Every day.
That's a big show.
She's a
big
star. I mean,
50 truckloads, Drive Safe,
50 truckloads. They got to bring in the stage. They got to bring in the lights. They got to bring in the sound gear. They got to bring in all
fans.
They got to bring in the fans.
Don't do that. Don't. We are so against that side.
Well, who
people
said that?
in trailers.
Do not put
Drive
people
safe,
inside
Dave.
trailers. But hey, wow, good stuff. 100,000.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. Big bonus, which
love
means
the love.
You know what? When tickets are selling for $7,000 a piece, I guess you can do some crazy things like that.
Are they selling for $7,000 a piece?
Unbelievable. Yeah, crazy prices.
I'm not paying a $7,000.
Have you paid anything?
Not to go to a Taylor Swift.
I know. 33 years old. She still seems like she's about 12,
14.
13.
Yeah.
14, right? 33. She's like a real person now.
Yeah, she's like,
it is crazy.
She's a star. She's not.
Hey, Drive Safe, Dave, we're going to take a break.
All right.
But hey, don't worry. Don't run anywhere. We'll be right back with more BCB Live.
The safest station in the nation.
All right, hey, check it out. Here we are live right here in Mansfield, Texas, our BCB Live studio. What I really love about this place right now are the endless opportunities, the endless ways that you can use this studio. Hey, welcome back to the 2023 Pickle Parade. BCB Live, we started out really focused on that transportation, that trucking only. Talking about safety, making sure that we're giving that story about safety. We have the ability to do interviews, social media content, sales opportunities. What are you showcasing? What are you doing today that you've got to get that out? Welcome back to BCB Live. We're the safest station in the nation. So Drive Safe, Dave, before we go and keep going here, favorite snack. What is your favorite? I mean, if you believed in a God, right, and there was a heaven, Dave, and you went there.
Chips and queso.
Chips and queso.
Chips and queso. I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, right? It's not that hard. And
I
do like a Funyun.
There is some crazy pleasure I get from eating Cheez-Its. I mean, it's like but it's not the Cheez-Its in the big box. It's the little package. They have a different flavor to it.
You got to tear open a new one.
Oh my
each
God!
time.
I'm just telling you, I don't know what it is.
How many of those can you go through?
It's a ritual. As soon as I get home, it's like back in the day, I would go home and just like give my wife a kiss. Now I go home and get a bag of Cheez-Its.
And how long does it take you to kill a bag?
No, it doesn't take long. I'm telling you, I sit down by myself, one at a time, and eat those suckers. Dude, I'm going to tell you, there is something dangerous
about simple pleasure.
It is.
This is one of those. It's one of those. Some people go for a beer. Some go for a glass of wine. Sir Rick goes straight for a Cheez-It.
Straight for a Cheez-It. Hey, drive safe, Dave. We've been talking in the past, right? We brought it up a little bit yesterday, but here we go, Dave. The cargo thefts continues to be a problem before COVID, during COVID, and today still an issue on that cargo theft.
So there are, and I think cargo theft has really grown into many different facets. I mean, it's not like it just used to be where they used to just hijack the loads or they would just steal the loads. We can talk about that a little bit. We always see higher cargo thefts as we get closer to the holidays, right? As we have always done. And we see them almost every holiday. You got to be very wary of where you park, what you do. There are many, many ways to go away from them. But Rick, I'll tell you what, before we get into some preventions, what's really been on the rise is the other type of cargo theft, which is electronic.
It's that double brokering. It's the part where the brokers today, they're going in and they're almost acting like they're brokers. They're taking a load from you, right? Accepting that load. It doesn't matter what you pay me, Drive Safe Dave. You're going to pay me, the fake broker, $1,000. I'm going to turn it out there and on that internet boat, start posting those loads. As a matter of fact, Dave, I may change that entire bill of lading.
Correct.
By the time that driver gets that load. So another driver calls it, they take that load from me. That load going from Fresno, California to Dallas, hey, it's changed. It's not going from Fresno to LA to my warehouse,
right,
where I'm going to offload that entire shipment of wine.
Right, and I'm not only going to not pay him, the driver, I'm going to steal the load.
Oh yeah,
and
it's like money laundering to a certain degree.
Absolutely.
I mean, you clean that load, and all of a sudden nobody even knows what that load really was.
And it's crazy the amount of I think during COVID at the height when they were shipping out a less than loads, like there was a lot of air in the trailers and there was just a lot of freight out there.
Oh yeah.
And as it started to taper back down, we saw an incredible amount of double brokering going on.
Oh yeah, and a lot of it now happens overseas.
Yeah,
you have the, especially in Europe, a lot of Europe's, the Europeans involved in this double brokering aspect. They call it a brokerage service, and understand that normally in the case of law, it's really not legal, right? I mean, sometimes they do it the right way.
Right.
And it doesn't mean they're going to steal your cargo, but they're going against most contracts that says if you haul the load, you must pull that. Things that are out there, though, Drive Safe, I will tell you, and we'll have them on the show here in the next week or so, are people like Highway.
Yeah.
What Highway does, they've created, Dave, a software that when you book a load from me,
right,
it tells me, it says, hey, just so you know, the guy that you're giving this load to right now, he has 3 trucks. Right? Because they're going to look at your insurance filing.
Right, I got
you.
So
you have 3 trucks, and while you may be able to pull that load for me every day, what Highway's doing is saying, hey, and just so you know, he's pulling 25 loads today with 3 trucks.
Right.
Probably fraudulent.
Absolutely.
And we're getting intel, Dave, that we didn't have back in the day. Now as a broker, now as a logistics person, you have to take that data and make a big boy or big girl decision and not use you for that.
Right, and I'm going to tell you, it's really surprising to me how important it is that we vet, a lot more than we used to. I mean, used to you just call out, you just say, hey, send me the rate con, I'm good.
I thought you said bet. I bet a lot.
Vet.
Oh, vet, gotcha.
Yeah, no. Wow. No, that you would vet somebody out on a brokerage and that you would call and say, hey, just send me the rate con, I got you. And I'm telling you, those days are gone. I mean, you just can't do that anymore because of the digital response and the theft and everything that's happening. But I will tell you, some of the old school ways of ensuring the safety of the cargo still applies.
Yeah.
I mean, you
seals, right?
Yeah.
I mean, padlocks.
Padlocks, deadbolt seals, parking where don't leave your truck sitting over the weekend, right? When you go out and you take a high value load, don't drive 22 minutes and park.
Yeah, and a high value load, you may look at a load of washers and dryers and say, well, it's only $50,000. That's not high value, but it's easily sold. It's easily offloaded.
100%.
It's easily put out there on the internet to be sold.
Okay.
That, to me, is also considered high value because they're going to take that and sell it, as opposed to a load of Cheez-Its. right? I mean, nobody wants to go out there and sell a bunch of package of Cheez-Its. They would much rather sell 75 washers and dryers for X amount of dollars and get that money.
Yeah, you have a chance here to basically understand what it is you're shipping, understand how it's looked at across the country, and know that there are ways to measure what is stolen a lot and what is not stolen a lot. And when you pick up these high value loads, understand that you need to do some different kind of thinking when it happens. The driver needs to watch if he's being followed, because something so simple as that, don't go straight to the truck stop to get fuel. You should have already fueled before you picked it up.
Yep.
They're not going to follow you 400 miles. It's not worth it to them, but wait until you stop for 400 miles.
Yeah, and other things and say misconceptions, Dave, in the trucking and what we do when we go to a secured yard. A secured yard is not a yard that is typically shared with others.
Correct.
Because that means they have access to that same yard.
Correct.
So when it's a secured yard, really what we're talking about is a guard.
Yes.
Check
in and out.
Check in and check out. There are yards that are like that, but when I'm talking about are the yards you see all over the place, right?
With the automatic opener.
Everybody has the remote. Everybody has the combination. And it says
9999.
Thank you. Those are the places that aren't considered secure. We don't want you to we want to make sure that you don't classify that to you as a secured property when you get that load, especially on that long weekend or a weekend.
Right.
To Dave's point, you can't pick that load up and take it home, because I promise you this, they're following you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the day they know, especially on a holiday weekend, when there's a load picking up out of, say, Atlanta going to Conyers, Georgia. If that load gets picked up on a Friday, Dave, and Monday's a holiday, that load's going to somebody's yard.
Yeah, and I want to tell you another big one. And a lot of people don't realize, when you park a truck in a truck stop and you've got the windows open, right, and everything's open, and you get out of it and you leave it there for a long period of time, it's pretty apparent nobody's in the truck.
Yeah.
Because you can see right in, there's no movement, there hasn't been any movement for 10 hours. I can pretty much tell you that right there, sir, is a load that is easy to be picked.
For sure. And if you're in that truck stop, Drive Safe Dave, just some helpful hints, and you see something like that going on, would you just say, because I know you've talked about this before, get your flashlight and just go.
No, that's not the ideal situation. But anytime you see something wrong, you can always call 911. You can always, get the police involved. The worst thing that can happen is that it was not a good call.
Yeah, this right here, it may get you somebody, but it probably won't be the police on that right there. Hey, Drive Safe, we're going to take a quick break. We have word of the day and weather still yet to come. We'll see you in 60 seconds.
What if it was different? We get a bad rap from those pesky lawyers. I'm David Dover. The Sledgehammer. It ain't pretty when you get detained at the shipper or receiver for hours on end. How many holidays did you spend over the road away from the family? Call David Dover, the Sledgehammer, to report a driver that's done something right.
It's time for word of the day. You know that because Sir Rick has the glasses on, because I can't see anything. All right, hey, Drive Safe Dave. We're doing Look Who's Trucking, right? Look Who's Talking.
I got it. Word of the day.
Word of the day, and here we go. I know you're a big fan of the acronym, so we're going to start with a simple one.
I hate acronyms.
IFTA.
IFTA. International. I know what it is. It's
I just need to know what it stands for. I don't need the definition. IFTA, those 4 letters stand for something. Drive Safe Dave, tell us what it is.
Fuel Tax Agreement.
International Fuel
Tax Agreement.
Got it right. I like it. Give it up there, Drive Safe. Hey, Drive Safe, tell us a little bit, though. Hey, what's that for?
That's basically the agreement between the states and the interstates that you will pay tax. It doesn't matter if you bought it here. If you run it there, you pay the tax on the fuel.
Yes, and you'll have that little decal in your truck as well, right?
Yeah,
they change colors, and the more you have, the cooler you are. Let's face it, right?
And by the way, if you have them lined up, that's okay. If you put them one on top of the other, that's against the law.
Oh, I did not know that.
You can't stack them on top of one another.
Wow, I like that drive. Hey,
right.
talk weather here.
All right, here we go. We also have this heat dome continuing on the south. Let me show you this rainstorm. There is going to be possible flooding all the way in the St. Louis area today, possible flash flooding. Be aware, understand the danger of what's going on out there. But as you can see, it is still and going to remain hot in the south. We do have some rain going around on top of the dome all the way around, so you're going to get a chance. Look at this, Oklahoma City 104, Dallas at a measly 106 today. Enjoy that out there playing golf.
I just shared with my wife, Drive Safe Dave, the next 10 days, 104 plus. Yes, there's no
relief.
There was a 90-something it's gone.
It's gone.
94, stay saturated, stay wet, stay fluidized, whatever. Drink plenty of Gatorade on there. Hey, be safe, and we'll see you tomorrow on BCB Live.
The safest station in the nation. Bye, everybody.